All right, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Um, you're going to have to forgive me because this is going to be very, very low tech. But we're going to basically take this session to go over the new normal in Philosophy 101. And I'm going to try to just explain the revised syllabus to you, talk about the expectations, talk about some plans, talk about some questions that I want you to answer together with us as we move forward. But I want to start with some thoughts about general education. This is a general education class, and I want to just share some things with you about your educations, about our current situation, and ask you to think about them. And there will be some things on the discussion board that will enable you to respond to some of the suggestions that I'm about to make to you. So, okay. I want to read you something that Interim President Randy Boyd said on Thursday in a video address that he posted to the campus community. He said this. He said, "Much has been delayed, but it's not been lost. This adversity has brought out the best in us: resolve, determination, passion, caring for one another." He said, "I have never been more proud of our students, our faculty, our staff, our campus leaders, and our alumni than I am right now." I like Randy Boyd, and I think that that was well said. And I want to add some things, and then I want to talk a little bit about the significance of what he said. So, first, this may not be obvious to you. In this class, I think we have almost 90% first year students. So let me just say, and I know that I speak for all of the faculty at UT when I say I care about you. I care what happens to you. You're my students. This is what I do. I'm here because of you. So I really do care how this is affecting you, and I'm very worried about you. I think about you a lot. But I have very little idea what's going on in your lives. I don't want to invade your privacy. Faculty keep distance between themselves and their students so as to allow their students to be their own adults with their own personal private lives. But that means that I don't know what your circumstances are. I don't know if you're couch surfing because you really can't go home. I don't know if you are home trying to finish your classes, but you have 3 siblings and you share a room with your twin brother who's also doing online classes, and your grandma lives there and you can't go in the kitchen so she won't get sick. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know if you have, 3 kids who are now not in school and you're trying to take care of them and keep them entertained and homeschool them while you're also trying to finish your own education. So I don't know that. The administrators who are trying to figure out how to make this work for everybody, they don't know what it's like for you. So just know that we care, but know that we don't exactly know, and try to find a way to speak up, to share that reality with the people who are trying to problem solve this situation. You can speak up and speak on behalf of yourself and your fellow students, and that can potentially make a really big difference on how we go forward. Okay, so I want to make sure you know that. I also want to acknowledge something that's really hard to talk about and really hard to think about, which is that some of us are going to lose loved ones to this illness. And we're all facing that right now, and we're all scared by that. Some of us are going to become sick ourselves, and that's scary too. And it's hard to imagine how you're going to hold down your job and do your classes while you have a flu that might be more than the flu, and you're worried about giving it to your mom, and how are you going to eat, and so forth. So that's really scary. But what it also means is that some of us are going to find ourselves unexpectedly thrust into new roles that we didn't plan on taking on. So some of us are going to be thrust into new caretaking roles, new family roles, new leadership roles, new service roles that we weren't envisioning just a few weeks ago. And that's going to be a lot of change that's all going to come really fast. So I wanted to acknowledge that this is not, that doing this class online is not just a kind of a technological or logistical shift. This is a kind of seismic shift in all of our worlds, all of our realities right now. And that's a big deal. So I am not expecting you to just do exactly what you would have did if we were in class, right? That's just not going to happen. None of us are going to do that. But we're still here. So why are we still here, and what are we doing? Well, having just raised those difficult issues, those issues about lack of information about one another's experiences, and those issues about the real existential threats that we're all facing, threats to self, threats to loved ones, threats to, you know, jobs, financial security. This is a moment when This is the moment philosophy was born for. Let me put it that way. This is a moment when we need philosophy, when philosophy can actually help. Um, you know, I've said this in our class before, but I think of philosophy as a method for tackling the questions in life that have no easy answers, that, I don't know, don't yield to scientific inquiry, or that can't be resolved by passing a bunch of legislation. We need to figure out what legislation to pass. We need to figure out how to recreate the social institutions and the educational institutions and the public institutions that have been temporarily lost. And this is where philosophy can come in handy. And in fact, the philosophy that we were just doing before spring break, the philosophical theories of personal identity, this material is especially pertinent to the particular weird situation that we're facing now. So I want to talk to you about that for just a minute.